Hi everyone, Joy here. Welcome to lesson 2. And in this lesson, I want to talk to you guys about how techno barbel does not sell. And I just want you to think a little bit about how you can put this into concept or perceptions of the products that you're going to potentially sell. Now, maybe at this point, you still don't have a product to sell, and that's perfectly okay. But I just want you guys to just put this in the back of your head and that you can understand and realize that selling something is quite emotional, and people buy on emotions. They don't buy on techno barbel. I mean, if you're going to tell me that this is a black pen and it writes, then the first thought I'm going to think of is like, where am I going to write with this pen? You know, and that's emotional because you put your emotions behind all of that. And I mean, as soon as you start talking about technical things, people kind of glazed over and they're like, not really interested. I had a guy last night that he messaged me and, on Facebook Messenger. And immediately he wants me to join his affiliation program. Now, I'm kind of over those things. I've been there, done that. I'm not interested in joining any programs. This is my passion. This is what I want to do. And he was really annoying. He was like one of those annoying salespeople. And he was a second away from being blocked and deleted because, it was just that bad. And he said to me, some Flora or whatever company, and then he said to me that, just watch, do you have time to watch a 3-minute video? I'm like, no, because I don't want to join any program. And then he goes, who says about joining any program? I'm like, dude, I've been there, I've done that, got the badge, that's how it works. And he goes, oh, but this can change your life. And I'm like, and how can that change my life? Just watch the video and see. I'm like, no, like you said, it's going to change my life. Now I want you to tell me how you think it's going to change my life. Do you know me well enough to know how this is going to change my life? And he had no clue how to answer me. And because I've got that experience and I have the sales experience behind me, he was really crap. I'm sorry for this guy, but he was really bad. And I said to him straight, I said, dude, you need to go and talk to your upline, show him the messages that you've been sending me and tell him that you need some serious training because you do. And the conversation ended with me. I wasn't rude to the guy because, I understand how it is, but I was very annoyed. And I guess I was just quite tired and patient enough to not just shout at him. But my point is that people think that if they're going to sell you on something, they want you to get technical, and like, people don't understand how emotional something can be when you buy, or how good something can be when you buy an emotion. Now, if this guy had to tell me that, I don't even know what it is. It's some health product, Flora, maybe you guys know. But this is the thing. If he explained to me exactly what the product was without me having to go and spend 3 minutes of my life that I already don't want to spend on watching things that I'm not interested in watching, if he explained to me maybe a little bit and say, I don't know, say for example, it's a health supplement, it's going to, I don't know, make your skin wow or whatever. I don't know, I'm making it up. But I would have said, okay, well, let me have a look at it. Maybe then I would have. I have a friend that sells Arbonne. Now, Arbonne is, it's funny enough because I still use their products. I actually do love it. There you guys can see it. Kind of, it's a bit leery. But I have a friend that sells this. Now, I was part of this affiliation program for about 2 months. And I didn't really like it because it was one of those things like, I'm not knocking the product or the service because, like I said, I'm still using the products. I absolutely love the products. But it was one of those programs where I just felt like you had to work really, really hard to earn a little bit of money. And then eventually, after 6 or 8 months, then you start earning real money. For me, it's like, within 3 months, I can earn what I could earn there in 8 months. So for me, it just didn't make sense, and the amount of hours that you have to put into to produce that, But again, like I said, the products are fabulous. I absolutely love the products and I still buy the products. But the friend that I have, bless her cotton soul, she's such an amazing person. But the friend that I had that introduced me to Arbonne introduced me in the right way because she could relate to me as a person. And that's probably why she's so freaking good at it, because she really knows how to tap into people's emotions, whether she knows this or not. But this is the thing, because at that time when she introduced Arbonne to me, she introduced to me the 30-day plan, because I've met her prior to this at an event that I was basically organizing and putting together. And she is, I don't even know how old she is, maybe in her late 40s, mid 40s. And she just looks, she's one of those people, you look at them and they just look like, wow, so healthy and beautiful and shiny. And, you can just see like this person is like a health freak. And after the event, because I didn't really have time to talk to her there, and after the event, I messaged her and I said to her, listen, what do you do? What is your tip? Do you like exercise 5 hours a day? You know, what do you do? And she says, well, I use Arbonne, which Arbonne is one of the stores that, you know, she like exhibited Arbonne products there. And so I said, yeah, I saw, but I didn't really, you know, because I was organizing the event, you know, I had to walk around and make sure everybody was okay. And anyhow, so I'm kind of digressing, sorry guys. So I was, you know, and then she said to me, messaged me, she's like, well, why don't you try the 30-day? And I said to her, well, I want to lose weight. I'm on this journey. This is about a year ago now. And I said, I want to lose weight. So, you know, I want to be on this, I've been on this journey, but I just don't feel like I'm doing the right things. And she says, well, why don't you just try this 30-day plan and, you know, see how you go. I did the plan. It was amazing. I think I lost like 7 kgs in a month, or 2 months. I can't even remember, but it was, you know, like my weight loss was noticeable and it made me feel amazing. And after that, it was like a detox because I had to cut out coffee and sugar and carbs and everything. And it was like a detox, but it was really nice because there was a community that went with the detox. You know, they had like their own little Facebook group and you like, were part of the group and people talked to each other and it was really, really nice. So, but my point is she understood my problem and she helped me with my problem. And it was an emotional thing because I attached so much emotion to that because I felt like I needed to lose the weight. I didn't feel good about myself. And she was the one person out of so many people that I spoke to that understood me and then helped me to actually, you know, like said, this is something that will work. And she also told me why it worked for her because she had a range of medical issues and she had heart surgery, something like that, and she needed, you know, to lose weight. And that is the thing that got her there. But she told me her story. I related to her story because it was so emotional and there was so much like empathy, you know, involved in the story. So it is really, really powerful, guys, when you put like emotional selling or emotions behind selling. And I want you guys to really understand this because if you're going to go and just say to people, I have a product and it's going to help you make money online, whoopity-doo. There's like thousands of those out there. How is it going to make you money online, you know? And don't go and say, oh, yeah, it's, you know, Facebook advertising or blah, blah, blah. I don't care much about that. You know, go into the, like, how can it really help me? And then you say to people, you know what, do you want to work for a boss for the rest of your life? You know, do you want that person to determine when you can go and see your child or when you can go and pick up your sick kid from kindergarten or, you know, when you're allowed to go on holiday and allowed to go on holiday because this person determines when you can and cannot spend your time. And do you really want to have that life? Do you want to work 80,000 hours on your average in your lifetime for somebody else to tell you what you can and cannot do with your time? Do you really want that? And that, guys, is emotion because people relate to that stuff. So I want you guys to really understand this concept. And you know, I'm very passionate about this because I've had quite a lot of sales jobs in my life, and very few of them really taught you how to drill into that like whole emotional side. The last job I had, it was a sales job. I mentioned this to you guys before. We had training from a guy called Dan Jordan, and he calls himself the cold guy. And my word, the training that I've learned from this guy was absolutely amazing. So go check him out, Dan Jordan. And he's got a lot of free stuff on his website as well. He's really, really good. And he taught us the whole emotional thing. You know, that's where I first got introduced to all of this. And it's amazing how the type of questions that you ask people when you tap into the emotion, how quickly they can relate to you as a person. It's just asking the right questions. And it's so crazy that you can close a sale by one question wrong or one question right. You know, like lose a sale one question wrong or close a sale one question right. So it's fascinating stuff. So I just wanted to give you guys this whole emotional selling thing of mine and just let you understand that there's a lot of emotion behind selling something and or buying something, and people relate to that. And people relate to the fact that you don't just want to like push something off of them, but you know you've got empathy when you tell your story, etc. So guys, that's basically it. This is this lesson. This is this module concluded. In the next module, I'm going to talk about hooks and hooks and hooks and more stuff in there as well. So tuned in for the next, and that will be published probably or go live mid next week. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.